Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A male that allegedly beat his pregnant wife is released to a third-party custodian. Also tonight, CHCC gives the most recent update on the coronavirus. And the CNMI will receive 100% coverage for recovery projects from Super Typhoon YUTU. In sports, we have our first game cancellations due to the coronavirus. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
What is whole home Wi-Fi? Whole home Wi-Fi spreads Wi-Fi across your entire home. Pods plug straight into the wall. No messy cables. They spread the internet from your modem to every corner of your home at full speed. Whole home Wi-Fi doesn't just make your Wi-Fi faster, it intelligently adapts to your environment and manages your Wi-Fi 24/7 based on insight like the number and types of devices connected to your home. Whole home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume. Learn more at DocomoPacific.com.
Watch the Visitors Channel online, on time, anytime at SaipanTVcom. Where to go, what to see, what to do. Restaurants, spas, activities, and culture. It's all in one place, in high definition, on your mobile device. SaipanTVcom. Check it out.
Off a day to Ruwami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, February 4th, 2020. In court, a bail modification is held for a male that allegedly beat his pregnant wife. 38-year-old Christopher Bigley is charged with disturbing the peace, assault and battery, and strangulation, and is released to his younger stepsister as a third-party custodian, but must post 10% of the $25,000 bail. According to court documents, on January 30th, a female filed a complaint to the Department of Public Safety against her husband that he allegedly beat her up the night before. The female stated she arrived home on January 29th, where her husband, Christopher Bigley, questioned her whereabouts. When the female attempted to leave, Bigley allegedly pulled the female to the ground and choked her, stating, quote, "I'm going to kill you." The female stated to DPS that Bigley knew she was 2 months pregnant and that this was not the first time he had hurt her. Back in October of 2019, the female stated that Bigley once again allegedly choked her and threatened her loved ones, but she forgave him. The female was taken to CHCC, who confirmed her pregnancy and identified the abrasions from the incident. The female stated the couple met in August of 2019 and got married in October of 2019. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for Bigley on February 7th at 10 a.m. and an arraignment is scheduled for March 9th. Bail is set at $20,000 for a male that robbed the Dial Rent-to-Own store. 35-year-old Seal Colin Terragezo is charged with count 1 of theft and is released to a third-party custodian of his mother, but must post 10% of the $20,000 bail. According to court documents, on January 11th, the Department of Public Safety was called to the Dial Rent-to-Own store in Chalankanoa, where the manager noticed some items were missing. After reviewing surveillance video, it was shown that Terragezo allegedly took $10,757 worth of items over a period of time. Terragezo was identified as a boyfriend of an employee. On January 31st, Judge Teresa Kim Tenorio issued an arrest warrant for Terragezo. He was arrested in the village of Dandan on February 3rd. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for February 10th at 2:30 p.m. The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation continues to monitor the outgoing outbreak of the coronavirus, which has led to over 350 deaths.
As of today, there are no suspected or confirmed cases of the coronavirus in the CNMI. The CHCC continues to urge the community to be vigilant since there is currently no vaccine to prevent the coronavirus. The CHCC Public Health and Hospital Emergency Preparedness Surveillance Unit is working with Customs and Border Patrol, CPA, and MVA to conduct screenings of incoming passengers from outbreak areas. Protocols have been established around transportation, isolation, and care of a suspected case of the coronavirus. If you or anyone you know has traveled to Wuhan or anywhere else in mainland China within the last 14 days or have been in close contact with an individual with confirmed coronavirus, please call CHCC at 234-8950 and ask for the PHEP Surveillance Unit.
With a natural disaster comes the cleanup afterwards. That's where the hazard mitigation grant programs come into play to break the repetitive cycle by taking a look at the long-term view of rebuilding and recovering. And now that will be 100% funded. Take a listen. President Donald Trump has approved the CNMI's request for a cost share adjustment, going from 90% federally covered and 10% covered by the CNMI to 100% coverage federally for projects and other expenditures for Super Typhoon YUTU. This is under the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program 406 and 404.
Well, it's great news for the CNMI because they're not paying the other 10% of the cost share. And so right now we have 50 projects that the CNMI submitted to FEMA for review. That equates to about $95 million. So if you look at 10% of that, it's a savings of $10 million right there. The projects range in diversity from smaller projects of $20,000 to up to $15 million currently. And more projects, we continue to receive more projects every day.
This means infrastructure projects for resiliency will be paid in full by the federal government. And according to Governor Ralph Torres, will save the CNMI about $15 million in local matching funds. But under the following conditions, the CNMI must maintain the 2018 International Building Code and must prioritize mitigation projects to improve resiliency for infrastructure.
So the important thing to know about the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program is it's a CNMI administered program funded by FEMA. So they collect applications from applicants, so other department and agencies in the CNMI government or the mayor's office. They do a cost-benefit analysis, submit those for FEMA to review. We want to make sure that they're building resiliency and that they're going to make for a stronger CNMI. So we look at the cost-benefit analysis, whether it makes sense to fund those projects. We review those projects and then approve them and then obligate the funding.
Some of the big projects that is included in the 100% coverage are?
One of the major ones that we're looking at is potentially undergrounding utility lines to critical infrastructures like the hospital. Other ones will be critical infrastructure that need standby generators so that the power can be restored faster. And then other projects range from on public buildings, storm shutters, also looking at drainage issues and culvert design, whether we can fund that to reduce some of the localized flooding impacts.
But this isn't the first time the CNMI has been 100% federally covered for typhoon-related projects and expenditures.
It is unique that you get 100% federally funded. It's not something that the administrations do all the time. However, we did do 100% federally funded cost share for hazard mitigation for 404 and 406 during Pseudolor in 2015.
Robert says the coverage by FEMA will continue until the projects are completed.
So there are certain regulatory timeframes that have to be adhered to complete projects once they're submitted, but the cost share does not go away for those projects. So as long as the CNMI, once we approve those projects, can complete them within the normal timeline and complete projects, they'll receive 100% reimbursed for that.
Currently, 50 projects have been submitted from Super Typhoon YUTU. And Robert says more projects are continuing to be submitted and approved for 100% coverage by FEMA with one goal, to build a stronger, more resilient CNMI. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation is expanding the outpatient physical therapy services. Now the outpatient physical therapy department will be open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. with no closure during lunch. And effective Saturday, February 8th, the outpatient program will be open from 8 a.m. to noon on Saturdays, but by appointment only. CHCC states this is to better accommodate patient schedules and increase demand for service. Coming up, it is important to be aware and involved in a teenager's life. This month, the CNMI raises awareness on an issue that is usually swept under the rug. More after the break.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. I'm in love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukalweres ren, utju wayor sa feye emal evalusiu klalyam wires.
Inumin ng inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Teen dating violence is an underreported crime in our community. This month, the CNMI youth addresses this issue and hopes to put a stop to the silence. Siley Lemus reports.
A proclamation signing took place this morning here at Saipan Southern High School, declaring February as Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. Now, we will speak with some student leaders who can tell us more. Student leaders Christine Delon Guerrero and Richard Baliaris share what the month of February represents.
Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month is basically the month of February where we celebrate going against teen dating violence. As teenagers and as community members, we should always work together and get together to kind of like stand up for each other, you know, and break the silence of what's going on in the CNMI.
We have teens that are getting hurt, and that is obviously a problem. And through spreading awareness about teen dating violence, we hope to lessen the negativity brought by teen dating violence. Through this awareness, we're not only encouraging people who have been abused to speak out, but also people who have seen violence to speak out as well, as there are also as in this as they are.
According to national statistics, 1 in 3 teens is a victim of abuse by their dating partner. That adds up to 1.5 million students being physically abused in a relationship.
For some people, it's just mostly physical. They may think it's physical, but actually like verbal abuse is also one of the big forms of teen dating violence.
Teen violence is about like toxic relationships, like especially in this islands, like a lot of teenagers that even dates like in a very young age. So, and it deals like with a lot of like verbally and physically abuse with each other.
To me, I think teen dating violence is like unhealthy relationship where like one partner restricts the other partner from doing something like their freedom, like, oh, you should not meet that friend, don't meet him or don't meet her and everything, because I think when you're in a relationship you should like respect each other and then like try to put their self-esteem up, like, but like putting it down can be considered teen dating violence.
Impacts and trauma of teen dating violence can be immediate and have a long-lasting effect. Teens who have been in these situations are at a higher risk for substance abuse, eating disorders, and attempted suicide.
some of the effects with like some of the teenagers in these islands are like maybe they could get like depression, maybe they could like do something really negative about themselves.
First, they might think it's love and like attention and everything, and they might like it, but like if they do it more and more, it might actually lead to like physical abuse that can cause like traumas, and then they might be afraid to be in relationship in the future as well.
I believe that we all get love mixed up sometimes, so it's really important that we talk about it, and since we can't really talk about it with our elders, this is the opportunity where we can reach out to each other as friends, as family, as peers, to each other in school.
Only 1/3 of teens in abusive relationships ever tell anyone about it. And as the CNMI dedicates February in educating young people about dating violence and empowering them to make healthy choices, more can be done.
For school environment, you always have your counselor's office, so please be free to always talk to them. They're always willing to hear you out despite the situation, any situation. There's also victim hotlines, there's TDVAM, which you can contact, and they're going to be willing to hear everything you need to feel open about and talk about with your peers, or if you simply can't talk to anyone, just talk to any of us leaders. Any conversation can go a long way for someone. Just speaking up about it can really cause an effect, put an end to teen dating violence, and that's all we really need to do is just talk about it to anyone.
Reporting for KSPN, I'm Sally Lemus.
On Guam, the National Guard Bureau leadership's visit was to investigate complaints made by the soldiers for their adjutant general. KUAM reports.
Hafaday CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. Adjutant General Esther Agagi is under investigation as the National Guard Bureau looks into complaints filed against her by soldiers under her command. But the Guard says complaints come with the territory. Here's more from Chris Barnett.
National Guard spokesperson Major Josephine Blas confirming with KUAM the National Guard Bureau leadership's visit to Guam wasn't all positive. Major Blas said 2 generals meeting with our governor at Adelup last week to brief the Magahaga on several investigations into Adjutant General Esther Agagi.
We just wanted to let her know that there's a lot of investigations going on. You know, by nature of the position, the Adjutant General, sometimes when people are unhappy, they're going to file complaints.
Guard Bureau Head General Joseph Langell and the Guard Bureau's top lawyer, General Chris Refrano, on island briefly last week, with Major Blas saying complaints about Agagi were sent stateside.
Because she's the Adjutant General, it has to go up to the National Guard Bureau. So they're looking into it. In any state, when they get complaints, especially if it's the Adjutant General, it's going to go up to the National Guard Bureau. And General Refrano being the head JAG, he's going to be the one looking into it and reporting to General Langell.
From a reprimand on her record to questions about whether or not she met the tag position's basic eligibility requirements, Agagi has seen her fair share of controversy during her tenure as the first woman adjutant general to lead the Guam Guard. A series of anonymous letters criticizing Agagi and her leadership team have also made headlines. One letter alleged Agagi's mandatory removal date was changed, and others said there was a climate of fear and retaliation at the Guard. We asked Major Blas if the investigations into the Guam Guard and Agagi have anything to do with the anonymous letters, and if she thought the Guard Bureau was concerned with those letters and the issues raised in them.
I won't say they're not concerned about it, because everybody's always concerned when they get complaints, but you know, I think it's gonna come out in our favor.
While Major Blas confirms the Guard Bureau briefed the governor on investigations and complaints involving Agagi and the Guard, both our Magahaga and her Chief of Staff, Tony Babauta, didn't say anything about that when we asked them last week.
I'm not aware that anything like that was discussed between the governor and the general.
It actually went very well. He was very positive about our National Guard.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
For more Guam news, go to KUAM.com. Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
Thank you, Sabrina. All right, coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, the Hoopaholics drink elixir from the sweet cup of success.
Half a day, I'm Dr. Dennis Williams, eye surgeon and physician at the Marianas Eye Institute.
Smoking can harm nearly every organ in your body, including your eyes. Cataracts are a leading cause of blindness in the world, and if you smoke, you could be doubling your chance of forming them.
Now, the eye has blood vessels in the back of it that supply the retina, which is like the film in the camera of your eye, and smoking can cause a constriction of those blood vessels and affect your vision severely, so much that you would lose your driver's license.
The good news is smoking is controllable, and quitting now can significantly help.
Fortunately, these same studies have shown that by stopping smoking, you can decrease this risk in the future in spite of many years of smoking. So I encourage you to stop smoking as soon as you possibly can.
Many eye issues can be treated right here on Saipan. Come see for yourself.
This has been Dr. Dennis Williams of the Marianas Eye Institute.
Summer is here. Have some fun at Marianas Trekking inside the Mariana Resort. Feel the speed at the Seaside Circuit. Trek to the rugged Forbidden Island. Ride a buggy or ATV on our off-road adventure. Go stand-up paddleboarding. Whack balls at the driving range. Or pitch or putt on the short course. It's all at Saipan's premier and homegrown adventure company, Marianas Trekking. Book online at marianastrekking.com or come see us inside the Mariana Resort.
Buena sports fans. Buena sports fans, even without any cases here, the coronavirus is spreading a trail of side effects that has now crossed over into our local sports scene. The Saipan Masters All-Star Soccer team was formed to play 2 exhibition games this coming Sunday and Monday. The Guizhou women's football team and the Tianjin Shenge men's football team have canceled their trip from China to here. No makeup times have been announced due to the uncertainty surrounding the spread of this deadly disease. Well, our UFO game of the week had blowout written all over it, but then someone took an eraser and erased blowout, so it was just a game.
It was a dark and stormy night, perfect for staying inside and watching basketball while eating Sunday dinner. Oh, those lovable hoopaholics. James Lee, no obstacles there. He gets a stick back against the Toyota wheels. Well, he can't get that to work this time, but Walter Mendez, he bails him out. He's the court bailiff, I think. Swooping Don Brennan drops off a deposit. Shane De Leon Guerrero, the kick out to Dexter Tenorio. Oh, those sneaky hoopaholics. Mel to Shane. Sharing is caring. Shane to Eli Augenbaugh. You know where he's from? Layup City. Jacob Villagomez, he gives it up for Manabusan. The Rattler goes down. The scoreboard was going crazy over these hoopaholics. Eli's a-coming. You better hide your heart. Great song by Three Dog Night, by the way. Could have been about Augenbaugh's three-pointers, maybe, no? How about an Eminem? Mr. Mel Manabusan, the master of the mid-range jumper. Eli's a-coming. Hide your heart. You better hide your heart. But you can't hide the scoreboard. Hoops had the wheels doubled up and more. Frank Ferrer, he drives his Toyota down the baseline. Bobby Coldine was there with the cleanup crew. Shane, the distributor, and Mel, the beneficiary, the recipient of Goodwill Hunting. Shane, the magician, poof, he makes a basket out of thin air. Even his mom was impressed. Coldine called in to clean up another mess. The Wheels down by 13 at the break. Second half. Mendez asks if the bank is open, and Toyota answers yes, the bank is open for you. The Hoopers pass the ball around like it's a birthday cake. Tenorio lights the candle. Dexter with the clanker. Alex Laurent, the offensive board and the putback. They were up by 24 points. Toyota was like a flat tire. But hey, you put air in a flat tire and there's hope that it'll go. And the third, Sakul putting gas in Toyota's gas tank. A furious rally gets them to within 4 points. Pretty impressive. And then Eli's coming. He sinks a 3-ball corner pocket, and he sinks Toyota fans' heart. Hoopaholics, 65 Toyota wheels, 58.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with a mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up.
Our temperature today, high was 85, low 78, humidity 72%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. High 86, low 76, seas 7 to 8 feet. Sunrise 6:45, low tide at 10:21, high tide at 3:33. Triple threes, 3 threes. Sunset at 6:16.
All right, thank you, Bob. That
You're
water
welcome.
does look beautiful.
I was looking at it, yeah, I forgot all about the weather report. I was so engrossed in that great video. Nice to see a nice day again.
It is. It's nice to actually get some sun.
It was pretty unusual to have that rain. This is dry season, but it always rains in the tropics. So
that's true. And for that many days straight.
Yeah.
Finally got some sun today. It was really nice.
Yeah.
So we'll get out there and enjoy it. Have a great rest of your night.
Good night.